Next on Worcester News Tonight, another Hollywood movie is shooting in the area as production is underway for a big sequel. And a shot in the arm for the development of downtown Worcester. We explain next.
Our employees will be coming in and hopefully walking around the city right where we stand now in just a couple of years. So this is going to be a wonderful, wonderful project for us to be a part of.
Great cities deserve a great downtown, and Worcester is headed in the direction where this downtown is going to be totally revitalized.
Good evening. Thanks for joining us. I'm Tim McComb. We begin tonight with excitement about major changes that are coming to downtown Worcester as city officials look to attract more people to the area. Last week, we told you about the acquisition of 2 downtown buildings, but that's only part of the newly announced $70 million project. Andy Madison explains.
They gathered to talk about downtown Worcester's future.
It's all about building Worcester together.
And the future looks bright.
We told them our vision from the beginning, and they supported that. And it was really putting a facade on 9110, which is where the old mall was cut off. That was really the biggest part of the project, to finish the building.
The vision includes these 2 buildings, a luxury hotel, parking garage, and apartment complex around Front Street. It will also include over 74,000 square feet for UMass Memorial Healthcare, who says they're bringing 500 IT jobs to their new space.
This is going to bring the majority, although not all, of our IT folks together so that they can work together and feed off one another.
Great Point Investors is putting $70 million into the downtown project, which they hope will be completed in the next 2 to 4 years.
This is a really big day for Worcester, and seeing their vision of revitalizing the downtown area come to reality.
Smart people are making a huge bet on downtown Worcester, and with good reason.
And today's announcement is just the beginning.
We have another 100,000 feet of vacant space to finish. So getting UMass in will be a big part of finishing up the rest of the project.
Part of a new downtown look. Andy Madison, Worcester News Tonight.
Cameras are rolling at the Quabbin Reservoir this week. Portions of the area are closed for filming of a Hollywood sequel. It hasn't stopped the movie's fans from turning out to try to get a glimpse of the action.
I love it. One of my favorites.
Fans of the 2001 cult classic Super Troopers got good news recently when they found out production for the sequel had begun on October 23rd.
I was pumped ever since I heard that it was going to be done.
The movie, which depicts fictional Vermont state troopers, is shooting scenes at the Quabbin Reservoir.
It's pretty cool that it's being filmed right here, so we wanted to come by and check it out.
Decided to come on up and try to get a glimpse and maybe shake a hand or two if we can.
Filming was closed to the public, but for some fans, their dedication paid off.
We saw a guy in character, a Super Trooper costume dressed up. He waved to us and said hi and told us to stay out of trouble.
And for others, they were just excited to see the sequel for one of their favorite movies being made in their home state.
It's really cool to just be up here and see them right here in Massachusetts with the beautiful fall foliage.
In Oxford, a 31-year-old woman has died after a collision involving 2 vehicles and a cement truck on Route 20. Tonight, we're learning new details about the victims, including 2 young children who were seriously injured. The investigation is still ongoing. Olivia Lemon was on scene and has more.
And then screech, about 15 seconds of screeching.
It was very scary, and you knew something bad had happened.
John and Norrell Cronin described the sound of a fatal accident on Route 20 in North Oxford Monday morning. State police say a cement truck and another vehicle crashed head-on. A third vehicle was hit from the impact.
I looked up the road and I saw the car and I said, oh, heaven help me, you know.
State police say a 31-year-old Sturbridge woman was driving the car hit by the cement truck. She was pronounced dead at the scene. 2 children were also in the car. State police say an 8-month-old boy is on life support with serious injuries, and a 2-year-old boy was also seriously injured.
There's been many accidents here. Many accidents. This is the worst one I've ever seen, and I've been here for a long time.
Residents who live near the dangerous corner say they've seen multiple fatal accidents over the years.
People go around there. I mean, the speed limit's 55. People come around the corner doing 60 miles an hour. And sometimes they don't make it.
We've seen so many accidents here, it isn't funny. But this one is the worst. This is the worst I've ever seen.
Olivia Lemon, Worcester News Tonight.
It's going to take a little more than a week to put together a preliminary report on a deadly plane crash over the weekend in Worcester. That's according to the National Transportation Safety Board. Gary Weller, a dentist from Putnam, Connecticut, was killed when his single-engine plane went down Saturday morning. Authorities say the plane got off the ground but quickly crashed in the woods just off the runway at Worcester Regional Airport. Weller was the only person on board. It's not known where Weller was heading because he did not file a flight plan before takeoff. Final report and probable cause of the accident could take about a year to complete. Today, police are at Worcester Regional Airport and the scene is still closed off. We're told the plane is still at the crash site, but the engine has been cleaned up. A Leominster woman is dead after a car crash in Fitchburg Sunday. According to the district attorney's office, 59-year-old Sakana Jop of Leominster was driving her 7-year-old granddaughter near Water Street and Abbott Avenue when she collided with another car. Jop was transported to Leominster Health Alliance Hospital, where she was pronounced dead. Her granddaughter was not injured. The driver of the second vehicle is a 28-year-old woman. She's being treated for injuries at the same hospital. Well, firefighters in Millbury are investigating the cause of a weekend fire. A 58-year-old woman died after her Millbury apartment caught fire. Patricia Nicholas has more.
Millbury apartment building was the scene of a fire that took the life of 56-year-old Deborah McNamara Saturday evening.
The crews got into the apartment and there was heavy smoke rolling out. We immediately evacuated the entire complex.
It took fire departments from 3 additional towns to contain the third-floor apartment fire. Official cause of the fire has not yet been determined, but Millbury Fire says they believe it was from smoking in bed. McNamara, who lived alone, died of smoke inhalation. Phyllis Wilson also lived on that 3rd floor. She says she didn't know what was going on, but...
And all of a sudden my door opens and I'm told to leave now, to the point that I could get nothing. I mean, he escorted me out.
Carrie Gurney is also a resident in the building. She says the fast response from firefighters saved lives.
I want to praise very well. All 4 departments did a great job.
Millbury Fire says they responded to the fire within 4 minutes and were able to put it out in less than 10 minutes from that initial phone call. But although the response was fast, not having sprinklers in the building was a factor.
The building isn't sprinkled and it was never required to be, and even under today's code, it's not required to be retrofitted. So the sprinklers would have stopped the fire in the room before it even got big enough to cause the damage or the life loss that it did.
Patricia Nicholas, Worcester News Tonight.
More good news for commuters. Gas prices are down 2 cents from last week and within a penny of the lowest price this year. The average price of self-serve regular unleaded in Massachusetts is $2.07, but in some places you can find it for under $2 a gallon. Prices are 7 cents less than a month ago and 13 cents less than the national average. Prices in Mass were $1.02 higher at this time last year.